My best man destroyed my wedding speech with a slideshow of my ex. The projector screen behind me lit up, a photo of Lindsay kissing me on a beach in Cancun. For exactly 3 seconds, I smiled. I thought Caleb was showing pictures from our bachelor party last month. Then the next image appeared. My stomach dropped through the floor. Lindsay wasn't my fiancée. Waiting at the edge of the dance floor in her white dress, Lindsay was my ex-girlfriend from college. I hadn't spoken to her in 8 years. The slideshow continued. I stood frozen at the microphone, wedding speech cards shaking in my hands. Every single photo showed me with Lindsay at places we'd visited together. During our relationship, that ended badly. When I was 23, I could hear confused murmuring from our 200 wedding guests. Images of me and another woman cycled across the screen. I spun around to look at Caleb, standing by the AV table. He was smiling, arms crossed, like he'd just won something. My bride Catherine stood up from the head table, her face going pale. Her mother grabbed her arm. Guests started pulling out their phones to record what was happening. The slideshow kept playing, photo after photo of my past relationship, displayed for everyone I loved to see. I could see Catherine's hands shaking. She stared at the screen, me holding Lindsay in front of the Eiffel Tower. During our study abroad semester, her best friend Meredith was already standing, walking over to her. I'd been friends with Caleb since freshman year, Michigan State. For 15 years, he'd been the person I called when life got complicated, when I needed someone. We'd survived terrible dorm food together, celebrated each other's job promotions, been groomsmen in 2 other friends' weddings, spent countless weekends watching football. When I got engaged to Catherine last year, asking Caleb to be my best man felt automatic. He was my closest friend, the person who knew me better than anyone, except maybe my older brother. Caleb had seemed genuinely happy when I showed him the ring, helped me plan the proposal. At the botanical gardens Catherine loved, even threw me a bachelor party in Las Vegas, perfectly planned. Catherine and I had met 3 years ago, at the marketing firm where I worked, senior account manager. She'd started there. I'd spent the first month trying to work up courage to ask her to coffee. She was smart and funny, had this way of making boring client meetings interesting. Our first date had been at an Italian restaurant downtown. We'd talked for 4 hours straight. She'd met Caleb early in our relationship when he came to visit. We all went to a Tigers game together. She'd told me afterward. She liked how comfortable I was around him. Caleb had approved of Catherine immediately. Told me she was the first woman I'd dated who seemed like an actual adult instead of the emotionally unavailable types I usually picked. The photos kept cycling through moments from my relationship with Lindsay that I'd almost forgotten existed. There we were at her parents' lake house, summer break, laughing on a dock, feet in the water. Another image showed us at a Halloween party, dressed as characters from some movie, her arms around my neck, both of us clearly drunk, happy. Then came a photo from Christmas, 8 years ago. Lindsay had stayed with my family. I could see my mom smiling in the background. Lindsay and I posed in front of their tree. Each image was a reminder of a relationship that had felt important, but had ended messily. When Lindsay accused me of not being emotionally available, I told her she was too demanding, clingy. We'd broken up during finals week, senior year, both of us crying, saying cruel things we couldn't take back. I finally found my voice, yelled at Caleb to turn off the projector. He just stood there with that strange smile, shook his head. My brother David rushed over to the AV table, started frantically pressing buttons on the laptop. Nothing happened. Caleb had apparently locked it somehow. Catherine's father stood up from the head table, started walking toward Caleb, face getting red. I could hear Catherine's mother trying to calm her down. Several bridesmaids clustered around her protectively. The photos just kept coming, maybe 50 or 60 images total that Caleb must have collected from social media, old shared albums, each one showing me and Lindsay looking happy and in love during our college relationship. My hands were still shaking. I dropped my speech cards on the floor, ran to the AV table where David was now trying to physically disconnect the laptop from the projector. Caleb stepped back casually, said something to David. I couldn't hear over the noise of confused and angry wedding guests, and that's when Caleb reached into his jacket pocket and pulled out his phone. Full story is linked below or on my channel.